Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Doug Pinter on Daily Energy. We got my good buddy Steve in house from Stanley Steamer. Steve, you just came right from the chiropractor, right?
Yep.
Dr. Kelch?
Dr. Kelch and does
How's our
great,
buddy Doc
amazing work.
Kelch doing up there on Allen Road?
He's doing good, staying busy. Always has time to fit you in though. So,
What issues you have this morning?
A little bit of everything. Just 12, 15 years of abusing the body that he gets to correct and get it all straightened back out and working order again. So.
Well, I know Stanley Steamer, I see your trucks all over town. I got to spend some time with my good friend Mark, who's the owner of Stanley Steamer here in Peoria over this past week. Learned a little bit more about my good friend Mark, just when I think I know everything about him. I don't. We'll show some video of Mark at the Dunlap JFL, just blazing a trail last night. And maybe we could sell some tickets for a little comedy relief for people to go out and watch this evening. We'll talk a little bit about the Dunlap JFL program that you guys are extremely heavily involved in and you support here in town. But we'll touch base on that as well as the All-Star game last night. American League downs the NL 8-6, lots of home runs. One of those by our very own Contreras. We have Josh Hader, the lefty from the Brewers. He ran into some heat last night on social media from when he was younger. We'll touch on that. Kawhi Leonard to Toronto. You're hearing me right. Kawhi Leonard is going to the most boring city, Toronto, up in Canada. Who knows if he'll play. 9 games played last year. Toronto trades away DeRozan to the Spurs for pickup of Kawhi Leonard. I think if Leonard plays, that's a solid change. However, it has stirred up the hornet's nest in Toronto. DeRozan is extremely unhappy about this. We'll cover that. We have Carnoustie, British Open, my favorite tournament of the year.
It's a beautiful course.
Beautiful. How about brutal? I mean, this thing, fairways are running at about an 11, which is extremely fast.
Right.
All right. Greens are rolling about a 12. They can't make the greens roll any faster because if the wind picks up, it'll blow the balls off the green. Tiger Woods was on SportsCenter this morning, said he hit a shot right down the middle of the fairway, took a direct left kick into the rough, couldn't find the ball. I cannot wait to watch the British roll out on Sunday. I am going to be on my couch watching it all day because I got a big fundraiser that Stanley Steamer's supporting, the Front Nine Foundation on Saturday. So let's just hop right into this. Let's talk a little bit. Did you watch that All-Star game last night?
I missed a lot of it. It was definitely an interesting game. Trevor Story hit one to tie the game up in the 7th, so I was happy with that. At least one of the Rockies represented during that game. So
I didn't want to ask who Trevor Story was, so thanks for saying
you're good.
Yeah, AL downs the NL 8-6. The AL takes a 1-game advantage in the Lifetime Series. They are up 1 game. I believe it's 44, 43, and 2 is what the record is. AL leads that with an 8-6 win last night. Did you watch that home run derby on Monday night?
Yeah, it was interesting.
I'm very excited, or I want to know how many viewers tuned in to the home run derby versus the All-Star game. They were talking on SportsCenter this morning about how people are tuning in. Chicks dig the long ball. That's it. It says it all. Washington Nationals sold out a stadium to watch, 6 or 8 guys? 8 guys take part in the home run derby. 2 of them were from the same team, so that only leaves 6 other teams. Bryce Harper, the hometown hero, came through. It was an unbelievable finish. No wonder people tuned in. I'll watch the home run derby. If they had that once a month, I would tune in and watch that. Here's what we had. 221 total balls hit out of the park or out of the field for the home run derby, most in history. The breakdown, Hoskins advanced 17 homers out of the first round. Schwarber advanced by 1 over Bregman in the first round with 16 homers. Harper squeaked out of the first round over Freeman, 13-12. Baez was down 17-6, so Harper was in the semifinals. Harper advanced on to the finals. Again, Harper cleared Monet, 13-12. Harper got into the finals. It was Schwarber and Hoskins in the semifinals. Schwarber ended up winning 21-20. I think Schwarber took advantage of the length that he can hit the ball.
Right.
Where is my note? Schwarber hit 4 or 5, totaling 440 plus feet. And in the home run derby, I think this is the closest the majors have had it on the home run derby as far as extended time, things of that nature. The 440 seemed to be a good mark for the MLB to spot home run distance.
Yeah.
So Schwarber, if you hit 2 over 440, you got an additional 30 seconds, and that's where Schwarber really shined. So Schwarber then met up with Harper. Harper hit 19 bombs. He just got on a roll there at the end.
It was like 5 in the last 60 seconds or something crazy like that.
It was unbelievable. The
yeah.
odds in the last 40, I think it was 48 seconds, how minuscule they were to him winning, to flipping the table. He just got on a roll. Bryce Harper, Washington Nationals outfielder, is your home run derby, 19-18 over Schwarber. Schwarber hit a total of 55 home runs. Think about that, swinging as hard as you possibly can with a bat 55 times, and those bats weigh what, 40, 42 ounces? Those are heavy bats in 4-minute increments. So those guys are animals. Here's some stats for you. Harper hit a total of 45 home runs, longest one being 478 feet. That thing was a bomb. His hardest hit exited at 112 mile an hour, and his average home run in the Derby was 428 feet. For Schwarber, he banked in a total of 55 dingers. His longest was 453. 453. Hardest hit exit velocity at 112. And his average home run was the highest amongst all of them, totaling 430 plus feet per homer. That's just a bomb.
That's a rocket.
In yards, people, that's 110 yards. That is further than a football field.
Yeah.
And that's with a wood bat. It's unbelievable.
Just crank him.
And, you know, the pitching coach is, 25, 30 feet away. So the velocity of the ball coming in, they really have to create that bat speed, hit launch angles to get that ball out.
And it's not like, they're throwing, 95 mile an hour fastballs right down the middle of the plate on those either. It's, it's just a simple.
Harper, it was his dad.
Yeah, it's just a simple, just lob the ball in and then just crank them.
So I'm not a fan. Yes, don't worry, everybody. The news will pick up. Thanks for the text. We'll keep it moving here. Shoot, I forgot what I was. Oh, Harper. Well, so I'm not a big fan of Bryce Harper. I feel like, and I don't know him, right? But from what I see, he seems pretty arrogant. But what was really cool is after he won the home run derby, his dad pitched to him.
Right.
And his dad was a little sporadic throwing for the first minute of the finals. I think he was extremely nervous. But Bryce gave that trophy to his dad, just said nice words about his father. Any dad would be thrilled. I mean, just think about that. If you could pitch your son in the home run derby, it'd be pretty awesome. So Bryce Harper takes home your home run derby. NL got down by the AL in the All-Star game, and my boy, the Hawk, Andre Dawson, took a softball off the head in the Celebrity All-Star game. He was playing first base. Did you see this video?
Yeah.
It was a soft pop fly that he just whiffed on, took it right off the dome. If you've yet to see that, check it out. Good friend Steve with Stanley Steamer. Stanley Steamers, this show is brought to you by Stanley Steamer. For all your indoor needs, if you need your carpets, your upholstery, anything cleaned, your showers, if you want that grout looking like new, get a hold of my friends at Stanley Steamer. You can go to stanleysteamer.com. What is that phone number down to the office, Steve?
The office number to talk to one of our lovely girls is 309-692-1990.
692-1990. And I know you have several coupons on the website. So again, middle of the summer, if you're looking to do a little spring cleaning, I was just in my garage. Do you guys do garages?
Yeah, we can clean the concrete in the garages. Basically, if it's inside your house and it can be cleaned, we can clean it for you.
Perfect. I might have to have you come out. I know the garage is getting a little compact. I need to get rid of some stuff. Maybe have you guys do your thing out there and
there we go.
Spruce it up. We do have like patio furniture and that out there. We tend to sit out there, just get a little breeze rolling. So hey, let's talk one final note. Baez, longest home run in the home run derby at 479 feet. Moving along, the standings at the All-Star break. This is kind of the midway point of the year. Red Sox leading the American League East, 68-30. I mean, they are just a beast to contend with. I would not want to face that pitching staff. The Indians, 52-43. Talked to my good friend Jeff Griffin. I got to play a little golf with him on Monday, and I picked his brains. He's a little nervous about his Indians in the pitching rotation.
It's still early. We'll see.
You think?
Yeah.
All right. We have the Astros sitting at 64-35, just dominating the West. When we get over to the NL in the East, you got Philly and Atlanta tied 53-42. I think Atlanta's probably playing a little bit hotter ball as of late over Philly. The Cubs are 55-38, 17 games above 500. The Dodgers 53-43. Scariest news for me this morning, looks like Manny Machado is going to end up as a Dodger probably before the end of this week or next week.
That's not good for us either, so don't worry about it.
So Manny Machado, all-star shortstop. He's got a bat, he's got an arm, he's got the glove, he's got it all. Gold Glover. He plays for the Orioles right now, really looking to make an impact on a team. And he could go into the Dodgers with Kershaw in that rotation. You add another lethal bat to the Dodgers, I think they got to be hands down the favorite to come out of the NL.
And I think they are almost every single year. But like you said, with that pitching rotation that they have, it's just monstrous. And then you add in the bats on top of it, and it's hard to contend.
I think the Dodgers, top to bottom, have a pretty solid batting rotation. I think their average is right around 255 throughout the lineup. So that's solid. You throw a guy like Machado that can bring home runs and RBIs and fit them into that sequence. I mean, that's just scary. Super scary. So Cub fans, Colorado fans, everybody, keep your fingers crossed that Machado either gets to the Cubs or stays
somewhere
in
else.
Baltimore. And you know what? Talking about the Cubs being 17 above 500, I'll take that right now. Last year at this time, I think at the All-Star break, I think they were, maybe 8 games above 500?
Right.
So the Cubs have improved, and they've had some significant injuries and people on the DL. Hendricks has been on the DL. Yu Darvish, Chris Bryant, Rizzo, Morrow in the bullpen. When he was out, the Cubs really looked lackluster, so I think maybe that shined a light on an area where the Cubs are weak. Hopefully the Cubs will make a few moves, get some rotation in that bullpen. The farm system, from what I'm reading, the Cubs have pretty well depleted the farm system these past couple of years with making trades and moving people. It's part of winning championships, everybody. But the Cubs sit right now 17 above 500. They are going to take on the Cardinals starting Thursday. Games fire back up with Major League Baseball. Yep, they will be playing in Wrigley, I believe. Thursday, 6:05 first pitch. It's a 4-day series, so
a good one.
Got great baseball. You got some golf coming up this weekend.
It should be good weather for it too.
Great weather. Supposed to be 80 degrees on Saturday. Maybe a little rain Friday, but I mean very manageable temps, which is good because this show brought to you by Stanley Steamer. Let's talk a little bit about how not just yourself, but Mark, several others at Stanley Steamer are heavily involved in the Dunlap JFL. Let's talk a little bit about what you guys are doing with the Dunlap JFL program.
So this week kicked off almost like the preseason for the JFL program where we have our camp up in Dunlap. The boys showed up on Monday, then last night, and then tonight's the final night of the camp. But they're just going over, different drills and activities, punt, pass, kick. They do a competition tonight where there's actually some prizes awarded to the boys for that competition. But it's kind of getting them back into that mindset and getting them, loosened up and everything. Because next week is actually the equipment pickup on the 28th. So, it's getting them that mentality back into the boys. But it's an awesome event. All the kids come out. They have a blast, great time. For the coaches that are out there, it's a really good time too, because you go that period of time without seeing the kids, and you get to get all those faces back, see how much they've, grown in the last 9 months, and it's an awesome experience.
I coach baseball, and I love the summer because I love just getting to see how the boys mature in such a short amount of time.
Yep.
And then when you run into them out in public, it's always cool. Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Yep.
And it's just nice to watch the kids grow up in the community in which we reside. So Stanley Steamer, this show is brought to you by Stanley Steamer. If you have any indoor needs for cleaning, get that grout cleaned up, get it looking new, you can reach out to their office at 692-1990 or hit them up at stanleysteamer.com. I know you mentioned this past week you had about 100 campers.
Yep.
So besides the pass, punt, and wait, what's the other one?
Kick.
Yeah, there you go. Tell us a little bit about what you're working on this week. Is it just primarily introducing to some kids to football that have never played? Is it more structurally, fundamentally sound, or is it more fun introducing kids to the game?
I'd say it's a little bit of both. You do get a lot of kids that come out to the event that have never played football before. So they're getting introduced to that atmosphere and, almost like a family with all the kids that have, played together for several years. So they get introduced to that. And then on top of that, they're getting introduced to some of the fundamentals. I mean, it's very, very basic for those first 3 days because there's only so much you can go over, in the course of 3 hours over the course of 3 days.
Like catch the ball with your hands, not your face.
Yep, that's a big one.
Free tips coming out here now. Tie your shoes.
The video that you can find on Facebook here pretty quickly. When you're running down the field, don't let your body get too far in front of you.
Man, let's just pause right there, Steve, and elaborate on that a little bit more. Mike, this is your cue to toss that link up. Hey, if you want to follow Dunlap JFL and see some of the fun that these kids and coaches are having, check them out. Social media on Facebook, go to Dunlap JFL. Again, on Facebook, it's Dunlap JFL, and online at dunlapjfl.com. So, Steve, let's talk about this. Mike, hopefully you got that link popped up there. If you're watching the show, make sure you click that link. This is a highlight.
This
link.
Do we
call it a highlight?
I would definitely say it was a
faceplant light? Oh,
it was definitely a highlight for the year already.
So Coach, what happened?
So a couple of the boys were instigating because they were in the middle of doing some sprints and stuff like that, and they actually got Mark Hoagland and Muniz to race against each other, and I believe it was only like a 15-yard sprint. But if
Mark covered that in about 48 steps. His legs are so short.
I mean, those little legs were just going as fast as he could carry them. But if the link is up, make sure you go on because words do not justify.
This should be on SportsCenter, not Top 10.
Right. Yeah.
We got to get this out there. So let's make this
We're
video
definitely trying to go viral.
Yeah. It's hilarious. So make sure you tune in. Here's the thing that I love. Coach Hoagland is one of my best buddies. I got to spend some time with him, and he is just excited to get all the kids back in the program, to be around all the coaches. When we were traveling to Iowa, I bet he took 15 phone calls in the hour and a half, and it was all about JFL. And this guy, his phone was ringing nonstop with work as well, but I noticed he always took the JFL calls. Not that he flushed you to voicemail, but he's always willing to help out. With the Dunlap JFL program, how many kids are in that program? And what ages can they start? And it goes through high school.
So, it breaks all the way down to the flag football age, which I believe in order to be into that, you have to be at least 8 years old.
All right.
And then, like you said, it transpires all the way up until high school. A lot of it is off of age, but a lot of it is off of the size of the boys, or the size of the kids, I should say, as well. This year, the committee actually changed the regulations for the weight limits for ball carriers a little bit. So, you have to be like another 10 pounds heavier to go up into the next group unless you hit the minimum age requirement for, moving on to JV or varsity or, to be a senior.
How many kids do you have in your Dunlap JFL program?
It varies a little bit, depending on the year and how many. I think last year there was probably close to or right around 200.
Good Lord, that's a lot of kids running around that Dunlap area with helmets and football pads on. But that's how you get to the state game, right?
Yep. You can talk to almost any one of those coaches that are out on the field that has been there for a long period of time. The kids that made it to the state game from Dunlap, started off in this program, actually. You talked to Mark and, Sean Goldring, who actually were the coaches of a lot of those kids.
Yeah.
So, I think that's another reason why Mark is so excited about the program is he gets to watch those kids progress and get older and watch their skills develop, and and then it pays off for something of that nature.
Yeah, this show brought to us by Stanley Steamer, stanleysteamer.com, 692-1990. Again, this show brought to you by stanleysteamer.com. When I was visiting with Mark and we were talking about that runner-up title last year with Dunlap High School program, he just lit up. Yeah, it was a lot of, it's nice. I got to coach those boys, good individuals contributing to the community, society, just good kids in that program. The head coach did a great job as well. I know Mark, Josh Rickinaw, Mick Hall, just name a few names, put on the Dunlap High School football first annual golf event this past summer.
And that was amazing.
Played in it. You were there.
Yep.
Everybody was there. This thing was huge. First year, lots of money raised. That money raised goes back into the equipment being purchased, I believe, for the high school.
Yep.
Keep those kids safe. So,
Right.
Mark, Josh, Mick, everybody else on the committee, hats off to you. Way to get involved, make the community a better place. It spoke volumes to me, a first-year event, and I've been in the golf world. You just don't sell it out at 120 golfers like they did. But that just resonates with how awesome our community is and supporting our own causes. So, again, hats off to everybody with the Dunlap JFL. We have some news to cover. We're running a little short on time. So, quickly, Kawhi Leonard, he is off to Toronto. There's no doubt about it. The agreement's been made. Kawhi Leonard, he's not very happy about it. DeRozan, who plays for Toronto, who is going to the Spurs, he is not happy. He went to Instagram saying, the carpet's been pulled out from under him. What he was told is one thing, and what's actually happening is another. And his final message for the night was he put up a do not disturb sign on his social media. So DeRozan, he's unhappy. Kawhi Leonard played 9 games, signed a big, big contract. I heard somewhere around 5 years to the tune, it could be upwards of $160 million.
Man.
It's a lot of money. A lot of money.
I'll play 9 games a year.
For a guy that's played 9 games. So, again, the speculation last year was Kawhi has an injury or supposedly has an injury. He sought medical assistance outside of the team physician, and that individual is given a conflicting report to the team's physician, and Kawhi Leonard says he knows his body better than anybody, hence why he sat out so much. And Popovich, the coach of the Spurs, he lost his wife last year. Pop just doesn't like extra media attention on anything negative, and Kawhi was drawing a lot of that.
Yep.
So that speaks a lot. I can't blame Kawhi. Maybe he does feel a twinge or something. He doesn't want to end his career. But on the other side of the coin, it's like, okay, bud, you played 9 games in an 80-some-odd game season. You're just not earning your keep. I think we'll see what happens with the chemistry in the Toronto locker room.
Well, it'll be really interesting, too, because, Toronto has that habit of being able to get to the playoffs and then just falling off in the playoffs. And do you think that Kawhi is going to be that turning point for that team to be able to help them progress further and go deeper?
To answer your question, I think if Kawhi is healthy, he's top 5 player in the NBA.
Right.
So, yeah, he could make a major, major impact. However, there's a few other people on that Toronto team that are not very happy that DeRozan is moving on. What do? It's part of life. L.A., here you go. Look at this. LeBron James, Ball, Ingram, Stevenson, Rondo. There's your starting 5. News just came out that James met with Walton, the coach of the Lakers, which is weird because they both came out in the same draft class. And now, finally, weeks after LeBron announces he's going to L.A., finally Walton and him sit down and have a conversation. There's a lot of speculation and controversy on why Walton hasn't reached out sooner. Hey, who knows? James is probably busy signing all sorts of deals and getting his family moved. So give the guy some time. NBA season doesn't start for a little while. PGA Tour, Kim shooting 27 under par. son of a gun, I was just at this place on Monday. We played the Play Like the Pros. You play the Pro Tees, Pro Pins. Forget about it. It's unbelievable. That rough in spots was 5-6 inches deep. It's unbelievable. So Kim, your winner at 27 under, making over $1 million just in purse money. Francesco Molinari, my buddy Nate Brown with Bettinardi, he works with Francesco on his putter. He's got that bad boy rolling. He shot 19 under, runner-up after winning on tour. You got to like his odds coming into the British. He can drive the ball exceptionally straight. This is no fluke that Molinari is playing top golf. A win 2 weeks ago, backs it up with a second place, 19 under. That's nothing to sniff at there.
Right.
Here's your odds-on favorite for Carnoustie this upcoming week. British Open happening overseas. Your odds-on favorite, Dustin Johnson, 1,200 on him. Then we have Rose, Fowler, McIlroy. Rounding out the top 10 goes Spieth, Ram, Fleetwood, Thomas, Koepka, who won the last major, always gets up for these. And then who can count out Tiger Woods? I mean, Tiger Woods, man, I'll say this. I hope he makes the cut. I think it'd be good for the game of golf. I think it would be great for the spectators over there to see one of our own get over there and stay on the soil for more than 4 or 5 days and actually get to play over the weekend. And I think it'd be good for the ratings.
I was going to say, let's be honest, it's good for the game of golf as well. So.
And you know what? I think Tiger realizes in his press conference the other day, he said he took some things for granted. He never knew if he'd get to play in another major. Now he's starting to get back into making some cuts and a little bit more regular on TV and on tour. And he says he's very grateful. So we'll see what Tiger Woods can do. Who do you have winning over there?
I don't know. That top 5, it's really hard to pick. But I would say if I had to pick one out of the top 5, I'd probably go with Spieth.
Yeah, okay. All right, Spieth, a little slow start to the season, mediocre at best. Who knows? It only takes one round.
Right.
My pick, Tommy Fleetwood.
Fleetwood?
Watch that guy. He's long hitter, straight. Man, that guy can putt. Sweet flowing hair in that wind.
Yeah,
How can you root
he-
against
yeah,
that guy? You know he's just rocking to AC/DC all the way back to his hotel. Hey, let's talk a little bit about Josh Hader. Unfortunately, he got a little bit of bad press after he's the lefty that pitched on the mound last night. He represented the Milwaukee Brewers. Unfortunately, this social media age is catching up with people. At the age of 17, so about 6 years ago, he posted on social media some racist and homophobic slurs. Last night, as soon as that was brought to the attention, this is all while he was on the mound. They then pulled him off the mound, and they gave other uniforms of other teams to his family members, just in case word got out. They didn't want anything happening there. Since then, Josh has shut down his social media accounts, so you can't get in there to see what was happening. And you know what? I did things when I was 17 that I'd never do when I was 23 or 24, so I would give Josh the benefit of the doubt. We've all said and done things that we probably regret. Unfortunately, with him, it's done in front of millions of people with social media nowadays. He seemed pretty genuine in the comments he made following right after the game. So I'll give him a second chance.
The thing I don't understand is, you got these kids that are coming in and they have agents. You would think that they would have people to go through those social media accounts and kind of filter and get rid of some of that stuff. So
right, President Trump.
Yeah.
Woo. Take the phones away from him. Hey, real quick, France, World Cup.
Yeah.
They won it over Croatia.
I was kind of rooting for Croatia, that Cinderella story.
Croatia down to England, one of the heavy favorites, and then France was beat by Belgium. Or France actually beat Belgium to get in. So France, you're winner of the Cup. Hey, this show was brought to you by Stanley Steamer, StanleySteamer.com. That number down to the office, 692-1990. If you're tuning in a little late, we ran through the All-Star game, the home runs, the Derby, everything. Chicks dig the long ball. Mark Hoagland and the coaches racing at Dunlap JFL. My good friend Steve Miner.
There we go.
In-house with me. My name's Doug Pinner on Daily Energy. Have a great day, everybody.
PeoriaLife.com.